We're going to take a quick look at the book module. This is an area if you're interested in creating books, and they're quite simple to do. You can explore more. There's lots of tutorials on the internet that will explain to you how to actually use this in great detail. But I'm just going to quickly cover it and run through a few of the points on it that if you do want to, it's enough to get started with. Now, what the book module is, it's new to Lightroom 4, and Lightroom has basically come up with a concept of creating a module where you can create a book either as a PDF copy or as a blurb book and send the book directly to Blurb, which is a producer or a publisher of books, and you can create your own titles. And they've chosen Blurb because it's got about a number of options for you, and the quality of the product is very good. So that's why they've ended up going that way. So a lot of the templates in here are Blurb orientated, but what you'll find is if you are used to making books like in InDesign, that type of thing, you have a lot more creativity in that you can change the formula in those type of programs like InDesign and create it your own way. Whilst here the templates are a little bit restrictive, but the thing is you can quickly make a book in this module and have it uploaded to Blurb and being printed and back to you. So for people that sort of want to get something done quickly and create a quality product, this is a good way of doing it. And it's using the imagery you already got in, and it's going to save you a bucket load of time. So if we look at the module, it's very similar to all the previous modules. Basically what you find is we've got the nameplate across the top. The book is the one that's highlighted saying we're in that module. We've got our main interface, and this main interface we can change the look. So we can see lots of pages happening. We can go and work on a couple of pages, or we can work on a single page and go in and just see in more detail what we're working on. We've then got our left and right panels. Again, the left panel, it doesn't really have as much as what we usually expect. We usually expect to see presets or that type of thing. It's really to do with our collections. And one of the things you'll do when you create a book is you'll probably create a collection within your film strip of what you want to create a book for. So a particular topic, you might go through and keyword it and then fix those images up to a certain size to fit in the book, and then just create it as a collection. And then you can just choose that collection and work with that collection completely. And that's all I've done here. I've chosen the awning collection, got all those photographs down the bottom just to sort of give us somewhere to start and to look at. Underneath, right down the bottom, is this export book to PDF. So once you've finished your book, this is an option where you can export it as a PDF. And once again, it's just clicking, and it's similar to what we saw with the slideshow. You create it as a PDF, you send it off, and you can view it as a book. On the right hand side, this is where we now have all the information really to going through and making our book. So as you can see at the top, the option you've got is to make a blurb book, or you can make a PDF book. So they're the options you have, and it's a little bit restrictive with a PDF, but once again you have an option to go through and create that. But blurb, once you choose the blurb, you find here you have a number of size books that you can choose. You can choose an 8 by 10, 7 by 7, 13 by 11, 12 by 12. So you can choose the type of book you want, and simply it comes in set up as a template for you. I'm just waiting for you to put your images in, and you're in business. You can choose a hard copy or one with a dust jacket, so they're your two options you can have there. The type of paper is available. They've only chosen all the top papers. There's another paper that's not in this list that they think is a lower grade, so they haven't put it in. So because at the end of the day, they're just trying to ensure that you create a very nice paper. And what you need to do is go to the Blurb site and have a look at the types of papers. And if you contact Blurb, they will actually send you a swatch of papers that you can actually feel and look at the type of paper and see how it's going to go and how it's going to look printed. So you can go through, you choose your paper. There's a logo on and a logo off. Okay, if you have your logo on, basically you get a cheaper price. It actually costs you to remove the Blurb logo, which is the little logo we can see just here in the image. So most people leave it on. It's a nice little logo. It's not intrusive or anything. If you need to come up with a cost and know a little bit more about what it's worth, you can go here. That will take you to their website, and you can see the price of the books, which are fairly well priced for you creating your own book and publishing, a book of photographs. The next step is moving to this auto layout. You can actually set it up as an auto layout that as soon as you click on that, all the images automatically load in from a collection that you have. Otherwise you can just clear that layout, but basically that's an option. You can go in and you can set up a preset, so bang, everything goes in there automatically for you. The pages, basically what you have here is a variety of pages or templates that you can use. And when you go through, you can choose those pages and add those templates to the page that you want to use. The best place for this, however, is to go to an actual page itself, and there's a little drop down there that will give you the option of what that page is going to look like, and that way you won't get confused either. You'll know what type of page you're having added to your book. Guides, once again, it's just turning things off for what you want to see and don't want to see in the image. Usually you leave all this stuff on, and it tells you where the photo cells is, text fillers, the text safe areas. If you're not sure where they are, you can just sort of click them on and off, and okay, as long as you keep text within that area, you should be safe. So there's lots of good things here that you just leave on, which will help you put your imagery in, etc. This padding, this is what happens when you have an image. So let me just come down here. Let me just go and add a page first. So I'm going to add a page here. There's my new page down the bottom. I'm just going to click on one here. Let's just add an image into here. Oops. It's going to the wrong page. So this is where the page is. So basically what happens here is you can grab this, and once again this is just going to slide it in. You can bring your image in with a certain confines. You can move your image around in there if you like. So you've got that control. You just want to move it and have a little bit more control with just one slider. Maybe bring the right edge in a little bit. You can do that. So you have all these options available here. Otherwise you can just click link and they'll all work together and keep it nicely padded. Captions, you can add photo captions to your work. You have them below, above. These are all options that you have. And if we go to a bigger picture here to have a look at this, this is where you can go in and you can type in things. Rightio? You can do it. Once you've got stuff typed in, that's going to let you offset it, align it, change this stuff. So once you have text on there, you can start to do a lot more things. You can create a whole heap of different text options. You can actually write a book with this if you want to. Same as the type, you can then go in, select it, change the type to what type of type you want, but basically you need to go in, you need to highlight all that, and then that's going to let you go in and change it. Or you can just set it up in your custom sets and do it as a default and store it. If you like a particular text, Muriel Pro is very good on Macs, and that's what we tend to use a lot of. It creates a very nice looking text. The global background here, basically what we can do is we can place a print in the back behind this. So by doing that, we can come in here to our graphics, for example, click on there, and I can put a picture in there, for example. Whoops. Just come back here, bring that up, bring this up again, drag, say, this picture up into there, and then notice that that's in the background now. If I was to grab this image here and zoom it in, maybe, zoom it out, fix it up, go back to all our images. You can see we've got the image in the background and the opacity of it's dropped right back. So we can have it as that little faded image. So what we're looking at with this graphic and global image is basically just the image there that we can drop the opacity back as far as we like, and it's just that nice little background image. If you like, you can then bring another image in, make it very small or whatever in here, and just use this as like a background for your pages. So just other options that you have available. And then what you do is once you've got it all done, you're happy with it, and you've gone through and viewed it, and you think everything's right, you just simply click send a blurb, and you need to make sure you have an account with a password, and then what you can do is just upload it directly to Blurb. So it's not that hard to use, it's quite a simple process, a little bit of fiddling when you haven't used it for the first time, but as I said, there's lots of tutorials on the internet in how to use this bit of software to create some really, really good Blurb books or PDF ebooks if you want to create them.